Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hello, welcome to another edition of C2C Rankem. Yes, we are on Mondays. I think talking with Tim, I think this might be the better day to do. So we will probably come Mondays for more often because it just works out. So we're back. We're ready to do one of our favorite lists, and I'm joined by the Prime Moose, Tim Hendricks. You got to acknowledge him as Prime Moose from now on. So what's up, Tim?
Not much. Like I said, like you said, we have one of our favorite lists. This one, I think this one can prove a lot more interesting than I originally picked. I think I'll be honest. I picked three, and before we say it, yeah, we did states today. I picked three states. I always seem to pick states that I think are going to have the strangest laws, and then I'm somehow disappointed that your states have the stranger laws.
Yeah, I don't know, but yes, it is our states with the weirdest laws, and it just makes you. And I think at least half of the ones I got, if not more, it just makes you want to go. I just and anybody watching will understand why I say that. So, then we'll start with our first state. You'll start number 5 is South Dakota.
South Dakota. This is
how many we go?
I'm gonna go with. Well, we kind of hinted at this one backstage. I'm gonna say. I would say at least 2.
Yeah, I could say 2. There's a few that I know I passed on that you might have. So,
right.
All right, let's go with number 5.
My number 5. Let me scroll down to my number 5 here. I know when we were little kids, and I don't know if Jackson does this, but I remember when we were growing up, and we found out this little trick if you did something with if you had socks on a carpet, and it created static electricity. Well, in the city of Huron, South Dakota, we did South Dakota, right? I want to make sure I'm doing the right one first. Okay, cool. It is illegal to cause static. Yep, it's illegal to cause static electricity in the city of Huron, South Dakota.
Yeah, they're taking all the fun out of the kids.
I tell you.
Well, my number 5, I know I've done as a kid, and I know maybe you have, and I know in some, I don't want to say cultures, but some groups do this because it's part of their training and stuff like that. But in Senton, South Dakota, you are breaking the law if you are using throwing stars.
I've never thrown a throwing
star. What's that?
I've never thrown a throwing star in my life.
Really?
Wanted to. Yeah. Wanted to. Never happened.
Well, don't do it in South Dakota. So, okay. All right, you're number 4.
My number 4. You find we do this, and then we find some of the dumbest laws. I think this is one of the reasons why we do this. And this one I saw when I first saw it, I'm like, this is gonna be number 1, and then all of a sudden I realized there was 3 more that went above this are just over and above stupid. I know South Dakota is, I think if I'm not mistaken, is where the real Deadwood was. Is where Deadwood and where Wild Bill Hickok was killed in Deadwood, and I think it's in South Dakota. Yeah, so I'm thinking this might be a law from that era, but it's horses are not allowed in the Fountain Inn unless they are wearing pants. First of all, I want to see where people are buying horses' pants. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Is there a tailor in the towns that will make horses pants? I really don't understand it.
Yeah, things that make you go,
Mhm.
My number 4. Tim,
Yeah, what I do?
if it's not C2, I'm sorry. I think I'm glitching out here. So
Somebody glitched.
Tim, C2C won't be the same if you don't. Yeah, I think it was me. But my number 4 is your number 5. Yeah, it gets a lot of great static electricity. I don't get it. I don't know. So your number 3.
My number 3, I figured might have been a crazy law in the state of Wisconsin, where I'm from originally. And because it being the America's dairy land, and we all know that the state of Wisconsin is like Minnesota in a way, where the Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes, and I think Wisconsin at this point is the land of 10,000 cheese factories. But it's illegal in South Dakota to lie down and fall asleep in a cheese factory. I can understand that if you're doing that on your break. Hopefully you're doing that at lunch, but I'm hoping you're not doing that while you're making the cheese.
Yeah. Well, Tim, you're 2 for 2 now. Snipe that one. That's my number 3 too. And actually, I thought about that too. It's like this ain't a law in Wisconsin, it's South Dakota, but yeah, lying down, falling asleep in the cheese factory against the law. I'd love to get that phone call as a cop.
I would too.
All right, you're number 2. Let's see if we can.
My number 2. My number 2. We talked about this backstage, and you said something about Native Americans, and we didn't pile on. So I'm going to make my only Native American one in South Dakota. Poor Native American South Dakota. If you're a Native American in South Dakota, please don't live in South Dakota, because there are so many laws against you.
Yes.
I took what I consider the worst one of the 8 million that are probably there, but I did not realize that if there are 3 or more Native Americans walking down the street together, they can be considered a war party and can be fired upon. No, thank you. I would hate to see if there was ever a professional football team, professional baseball team in South Dakota, and the Chiefs or the Redskins or the Braves or the Indians or anything ever played in there, because at this point we're gonna have Custer again.
Nope. I did see that one. I did like to pass on it. So my number 2. It is illegal to allow your dog to hunt big game, exception for mountain lions.
Except for a mountain lion? Holy cow.
Exceptions of mountain lions.
Holy dude. There's no dog that can take a mountain lion.
Exactly. Why?
Smokes. At this point, that's cruelty to animals.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought. I was just like lost when I read it. I had to read it a couple times. So you're number 1.
It's weird. And then I'm starting to think this might have been back from Deadwood days too. I'm starting to think about it. There were probably a lot of hotels. There aren't many big cities in South Dakota. There's Pierre and maybe whatever. But there's a lot of hotels in a lot of cities, and every hotel must have twin beds that are 2 feet apart, and it's illegal to have sex between the beds.
I missed that one.
First of all, who's making that phone call?
Yeah, exactly. No, I missed that one.
That's
My
what-
number one is your number 4, and without a shadow of doubt, you said it right. This is number 1 with a bullet. Again, who's making pants for horses to allow them to go into the fountain inn? This got to be making a lot of money because that I don't get it. Yeah, you don't allow horses are not allowed in the fountain inn unless they're wearing pants.
Exactly.
So hey, three out of five.
5.
We're doing better than we did last week.
Dude, we were terrible last week.
We were terrible last week. 3 snipes already. So
Yep.
all right. So we'll move on to our next state of Virginia.
Ooh,
I will start.
That was
This
my
one's
first.
common sense, I kind of would say. And well, the thing is, I'm not sure if they're talking just. Well, I'll read the law first. It is against the law to drive unless you're wearing shoes. So are they talking? You can't wear flip flops, you can't wear sandals. Is it just tennis shoes? But I guess, however it is, don't get caught unless you got shoes on. So you're number 5 because I said
Well, we're gonna start Virginia off great because if it's not C2C, we're not sniping, and my number 5 is your number 5. I saw that. Here's the sad thing is it's illegal in Italy to drive with flip flops on.
What?
Yep, it's illegal to drive with flip flops on. I have been pulled over in Michigan with no shoes on. I've been pulled over in Michigan with no shoes on, and because I was speeding and I got out of a ticket. They're going, you need to have shoes on. I didn't know that law. Well, that's a law. Ignorance doesn't mean you can't break a law because you don't know the law. Okay,
Yeah.
But yeah, yep.
All right, so I'm number 1. I mean, how
Sure.
many more are we going to get? We forgot.
Yeah.
So how many more are we going to get? We're 1 for 1. We forgot to talk.
We'll take that one. That's 1. We're gonna probably go. I think we could go 3. I think we'll go 3 total.
I think we'll have 3, and I think the next one we'll definitely have. Maybe not in the same order, but Tim, you like to mess around with your lady, get her to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she'll probably get you to laugh. But did you know in West Virginia you cannot tickle your woman?
Mm-hmm. My wife doesn't like to be tickled.
Mine doesn't either, but that's the fun part.
I know it's not even fun. It's not even fun. It's to mine. It's like, are you finished? No. And she's got this adorable Italian accent, and when she said it, and it's high pitched, and it's like, I stopped tickling her and I start making fun of how she says that. So I win in another way. No, my number 4 isn't that.
All right, what's your number 4?
I'm a person. If you, Brandon, you know my family quite well.
Yep.
You know how, and to be honest, because if this was 4 bros, you'd understand exactly how I'd be in trouble. And I think 4 bros, if this was ever, if 4 bros ever aired in Virginia, I think we'd be shut down. But it's illegal to swear at another person in town. I'm sorry, but I would be in prison. My brother uses the F word like it's a comma.
Yeah. Is that the one too? And I hate to throw another one if you got it, but is that the same one? You can't do it through a text message either.
No, I know which one you're talking about, but it's not.
Okay.
But it's not, I think it's a phone call.
Yeah, it's a phone call and text. You can't swear.
Yeah,
whatever. All right. Also, in West Virginia, my number 3.
You're number 3.
Yep, my number 3.
Number 3.
You cannot hunt on Sundays unless it is for a raccoon.
I saw that, and you can only hunt until like 2 a.m. I saw that. And I'm like, I had to pass on that one because I think these are hilarious. I think Virginia didn't. Let's just say Virginia didn't disappoint. Of all the ones that I've Virginia didn't disappoint. My number 3 is hilarious because I know I have done this. This is this is how bad it is. I don't know how many times you've gone to the lake or you've gone to a lake and you've had to deal with certain type of waterfowl per se. Those disease infested rats that we call seagulls. We have them here in Italy too. They suck. But I know I've done this, and I can't do this in Virginia. It is illegal to spit on seagulls. I almost said it was illegal to spit on Virginians, but that
would be even better. Yeah, I saw that one. I bypassed it, but yeah. So my number 2, this kind of could work in Wisconsin too, because like you said, it's cheese factories, and you can probably get people mad in Wisconsin if you say a different cheese brand or try to package it as a certain brand. But in Virginia, referring to any other brand of ham as Smithfield is against the law.
Yeah, you don't do that. You don't do that in Virginia. I knew that. You don't do that there. That's crazy.
All right, you're number 2.
All right. Well, it's C2C. If it's C2C, what's our motto? If it's C2C, it's sniping season. My number 2 is your number 4. I saw that and I thought of my wife, and she hates being tickled. And oh my gosh, at that point, and I think it's illegal to tickle women because they don't want to give women assault charges, because what's coming next is going to be assault and battery, and they don't want to give them a misdemeanor. I think it's saving men's life at this point.
Yeah, I don't know. My number 1, kind of threw me for a loop here, because what's the one thing all kids look forward to in October, Tim, growing up?
Christopher Columbus. No, I'm kidding. Because that's in October. Kids. Yep. Oh, there's only one thing that kids, unless you're like my dad and my dad and you and a couple other people and the wife, they all have birthdays in October.
Well, yeah, but but at the end of the month, kids get to dress up, go door to door, get candy. And you cannot technically allow your kids to go trick-or-treating on October 31st.
That sucks. That sucks.
Like I said, it threw me for a loop. I was just lost. You're number 1, Tim.
My number 1 beats your trick-or-treating by a mile.
Oh, okay.
So your wife drives, right?
Yes, she does.
Do you have to get out and walk when she's driving? You guys got a main street in your town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Has she driven down Main Street?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. She's probably driving down Main Street right now, and you're not in the car. Yeah. Well, there's this little town in Virginia called Waynesboro.
Okay.
It is illegal for a woman to drive a car on Main Street. Hold on. There's a little caveat on how she can do this, though. Unless her husband is walking in front of the car waving red flags. Thank you. That is.
God, I missed that one, because that would have been definitely a number 1.
Oh, when I saw that, I went, holy smokes. Even Virginia doesn't trust women drivers.
Yeah. All right. So we're 5 for 5. We're 500 in the first 2 categories. So we're doing way better than we did last week. If you guys watched the show last week, it was a good show. But yeah,
what was it? Last week we didn't hit our first one until like the 3rd or 4th category.
Yeah. It was. But it was one of those what ifs, So yeah. So all right. So let's go to the state that never sleeps, I guess. Let's go to Nevada. So you're number 5. How many are we going to get, Tim?
Oh, wow.
I think this was one that we probably could have done a whole show on. I think they just
we
had
could have done a
missed,
whole
so.
show. If we get 3, I think we're going to be lucky because this is where Vegas and Reno are.
Yep.
And that alone scares people.
Yep, I'm with you. 2 or 3, I'd be happy with. So let's go with number 5.
I didn't realize when I saw this, I thought this should go number 1, and then I realized I know I've done number 1. So I can't. I have to put number. I gotta put that on number 1. I did not realize this, but in Nevada, I don't know. You have a dog. I don't know. I've never asked you. Do you have a dog?
Oh yeah, we have a dog.
You have a dog. Have you ever had anybody try to shoot your dog on your property?
No.
Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. But do you know it's legal? I'm going to give you a legal thing, not an illegal thing, a legal thing.
Okay.
It is legal to hang the person who shot your dog on your property. That'll be awesome. I would personally, if somebody shot my dog on my property, the first thing that would be going over a tree branch would be a noose.
Yep.
I'm sorry, whoever. I'm sorry. I love dogs. I'm a dog person. So.
Yep. And just to let you know, C2C and myself and Tim don't condone violence. Be nice. All right. In Nevada, this is another one that got me thinking too. Number 5, mothers must have a state license before giving their daughters a perm.
Why? What?
Now, does that mean they can give their sons a perm? The dads can give the daughter a perm, but yeah, mothers have to have a license for that.
And what type? Here's my next question: what type of license? A beautician's license?
I don't know. I don't know, but yeah. So number 4.
This okay. When I realized this after I wrote it down, it's possible this could happen because where we're talking about, and we're talking about the state that has Nevada, which has Las Vegas and Reno, so it's possible this could happen.
Yep.
Especially with the town of gamblers like Las Vegas, and if somebody happens to have a camel, and it's warm, believe me, I've been to Las Vegas. I know it's warm. It's a different type of warm. It's a dry heat. It sucks.
Yep.
But I didn't realize this until today that it is illegal to drive your camel on the highway. Usually, I know if they're doing shows in the casinos, they take them by truck. But I don't think they're walking a camel from the MGM Grand to the Mirage.
Nope. Also in Nevada, in Elko, everyone walking the streets must wear a mask.
Are they that ugly? What type of?
That's a good one. And again, who's forcing that law? I don't know. But all right, you're number 3.
How'd you like to be a tourist going through that city and not know the law?
Yeah.
You look across, going, "Wow, that looks that. Why has everybody got a mask on?"
Yep.
And that would be kind of weird.
Yep. You're number 3.
I didn't know this until today, and this is really strange that it's in Las Vegas. I didn't know this, and I'm not a. I think Las Vegas would be popular with cat ladies. I didn't realize this law until I saw it.
Okay.
That, cat ladies, they have this tendency to do one thing. They like to hoard cats. Yep. Well, in Las Vegas, it's legal.
Oh.
Are you telling me in the other 49 states it's illegal to hoard cats?
I don't know. I guess if it's not a law, I guess it's legal, I guess. I
guess.
So my number 3 got me laughing when you used it at your number 4, and that is it's illegal to drive camels onto the highway. I don't know what to say. I'd love to get that phone call too. I'm calling because somebody was driving their Camel on Highway 95 going into Vegas. I mean,
Yeah, it's weird because I think it's that'd be weird. Route 66 or I-10 going into Vegas would be like, well, we got a camel. We got. Think if they had a pack of camels and they're trying to bring them in, would that be like a huge felony?
Yeah. And the thing is you probably stop because you're seeing a camel on the highway and the camel passes you. I don't know.
Yeah.
So. All right, number 2 for you.
I kind of figured. I thought this might have been a little more common sense in Reno. My brother's been to Reno. I haven't been lucky enough to be to Reno. I haven't been to Reno. Okay. But I'm not a person. I can understand sitting down. I can understand sitting down, but laying down is a little too much. But in Reno, it's illegal to sit or lay down on the sidewalk.
I saw that, but I mean, again,
I'm like, why?
Reno doesn't sleep, so I don't know.
It's just funny that it's like, okay, does Reno have that type of problem?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah. So here's one. Tim, in our younger days, you go out with your buddies to the bar. Each one typically buys a round for everybody. But in Nala, Nevada, a man is forbidden from buying drinks for more than 3 people, including himself. So if you got a group of 5 people, one person can only buy drinks for 3 other people. The other 2 people, I guess, are SOL.
Guess we know who the designated drivers are that night.
Yep, exactly. So your number 2.
My number 1.
1, yeah, you started. Number 1.
My number 1. Okay, if Las Vegas, I know I did this in Las Vegas, and I know that I've done this around cops, so I probably should have been arrested, but I didn't realize that. And I've been on the Las Vegas Strip, and I've done it once. I've been on Las Vegas Strip, and I was there for like 3-4 hours, and I remember leaving the Horseshoe. I remember leaving Binion's happy because I come out of Binion's up $500 playing poker. So I'm good. I'm all about that. And then I get out on the street and I'm swearing and I'm having a fun time with the old man. The old man's swearing too the entire time, but I didn't realize that it's illegal to swear on the Las Vegas Strip.
Wow, really? Man, I think if I come out of the casino losing a lot of money, I'd be swearing all day long. So that's weird. My number 1 kind of got me laughing too because 1, why would you do this? And 2, why would it be against the law? And 3, who would call it in? But in Reno, speaking of Reno, you cannot hide a spray painted shopping cart in your basement.
Here's the sad thing I think us growing up, I know there's people that we would have hung around that would have stolen a shopping cart and spray painted it and hid it in their basement if they thought they could get away with it.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I don't know who's stealing shopping cart. Well, this generation, anything's possible.
Yeah. Being a kid walking around, just taking a shopping cart, walking a block or 2, then just leaving it.
Try to explain getting that thing in your basement.
I was just gonna say, what would your dad say if you brought a shopping cart home?
Oh my gosh, I don't think it would work. I think there'd be hell to pay for that one.
Yep, exactly. All right, so 1, we dropped 1 there, but let's move to Montana. I'm saying
Montana.
I'm saying 2. I don't know.
Is this the one where we think that our number 1 will be this? No.
I actually thought it was going to be South Dakota. I thought number 1 we both had the same number 1.
I think 2 is possible. I love some of these on 2 though.
Yeah.
Montana. Some of these on Montana.
Oh, Montana had some good ones too. So All right, I will start because number 5, I know I have a hard time waking up in the morning to get up for work, get up for school, but you cannot have more than one alarm clock ringing at the same time.
I'd have problems with that on Saturday. I honestly, because M has her alarm clock set at 6 o'clock, and I have mine. No, 7 o'clock. No, 6 o'clock. Quarter after 6. 6 o'clock. No, I can't remember now. No, we have it. We have our alarm clock set at the same time. She always normally she has it set 15 minutes before me. Like today, she's got it set for 6. I got it set for 6:15. But yeah, I think Sunday's the only day where we screw that up. But yeah, I can't.
All right, you're number 5.
All right. Okay. You know, husbands and wives have certain, and marriage kind of gives wives and husbands certain privileges to each other, right?
Yep.
I'm not sure. I know it's a federal law that you can't open another person's mail. But you would think that, since you're married in the eyes of the federal and state law, that you should be able to, that your wife should be able to open your mail, not anybody else's, but your mail, the husband's mail. Well, in Montana, it's illegal. Heck, it's a felony for a wife to open her husband's mail.
God, I wish I was here. No, I read that one too, and yeah. Like you said, even when you're dating and living together, though, women and guys do it too. See something looks important, they open it up.
I don't open anything that doesn't have my name on it. No way.
That's a smart thing to do. So, all right. So we're at number 4 for me. This one again. I don't know why. I don't know who would make the phone call. I don't know why it would tick off certain people. But if you're watering your sprinkler,
why would you be watering your sprinkler?
You cannot annoy people walking by with your sprinkler.
Oh, that's no fun. That's like not throwing a snowball.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're a sprinkler, you better make sure it does not hit the sidewalk or it's going to annoy somebody. You're number 4.
My number 4. I'm going to start calling the Montana the sheep state because this was weird.
There was a lot of ones. Yeah.
This state is weird. This state doesn't like married women, and they don't like sheep. And I didn't realize this. Now this makes me question things because this has got things with it just bothers me.
Yep.
I didn't realize it was illegal to drive with a sheep in the cab of the truck without a chaperone. Okay, now let's put this together. Let's just put this together. So, is it legal for a sheep to be in a car without a chaperone, or does he need a chaperone in the car? What's happening to this sheep in the car that he needs a chaperone? Is the sheep a prom date, or is the sheep what? I don't get it. We don't condone everything I just said. Just so we know.
Yep. Number 3, and again, this one will be common sense. But sometimes you treat your dog, especially, to do tricks.
Oh no, okay, sorry. This is a different
one. One of them is to play dead. You tell dog play dead, but you cannot pretend to. Well, I guess I guess I worded it differently, but it's you cannot pretend to abuse your animal in front of a minor.
A mirror, not a minor.
Oh, it is a mirror. I guess I read that wrong.
that should tell you so. That should tell you something right there.
Yeah. In front of a mirror. Yeah. I thought.
Yeah, I saw that. So it's okay to abuse your dog in front of a mirror. So it's okay to not pretend, but actually, again, we don't condone this stuff.
And again, if it is a mirror, I mean, who's turning that in? I mean,
that sounds like a very upset upset girlfriend who really wants to get back at you because you opened her mail.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
All right, go to your number 3.
I know we've got a lot of guys in C2C, and I'm going to say guys because this pertains mostly to guys. I know a lot of guys. I used to be a guy who liked to go fishing on Sundays.
Yep.
So, but this is like, and most guys like to be by themselves fishing on Sundays.
Yep.
To drink beer.
Yep.
And to drown some worms and some bait and stuff like that, and take a nap and get suntanned or burnt or whatever. But it is illegal. Yeah, that's right. Here's the swerve. It is illegal for married women to go fishing alone on Sundays. I'm happy with that. My wife is gonna go, you don't want me to go fishing with you on Sundays? No, you can go fishing with me on Sundays. You just can't do it by yourself because I have a feeling you're gonna drown more than worms.
Yeah. All right, so moving to number 2. This one would be number 1 if it wasn't for my number 1, and it's your number 4, because I had the same questions you had. It is illegal to drive with your sheep in the truck unless you have a chaperone. I don't get it. I mean, one, you get the phone call from a buddy, hey, I need you to come take a ride with me. It's like, okay, you walk in, you sit, you get in and be like, oh, there's a sheep here. Yeah, I need to go somewhere with my sheep and I need a chaperone. I don't get it.
And the chaperone has not in the cab of the truck, but he's got to be in the bed of the truck.
Oh, it's got to be in bed of the truck.
It doesn't say that. It doesn't say that. But how are you going to get two people and a sheep in the cab of a truck?
Yeah, it might be a small sheep. I don't know. Laughs. I don't know. All right, your number 2.
My number 2. We're going to go back to the sheep.
Uh-oh.
And this one was funny. This one could have been my number 1, but we all know what my number 1 is at this point. I didn't realize this, and I've almost saw this happen. Here in Italy because there are a lot of train tracks in Italy, so it's a little weird. And it actually happened about 2 years ago. It is illegal. Matter of fact, it's a 5-year prison sentence and or a $50,000 fine if you lead sheep onto a railroad track with the intent to hurt them.
I read that one, but let's see if I can pull it up quick because the way I read it, it said intent to hurt the train.
Really? No, because mine said intend to hurt them.
Okay. Like I said, I'm not the best reader.
That'd be even funnier, to be honest. If it was,
I thought it said, because I almost used that one. It just threw me for a loop. Let's see. Oh no, that's the sheep one. I'll have to look at it, but I swore I took it differently. I could. We're at my number 1. So my number 1 is your number 2. No, number 3, I believe it was. That you married women cannot fish alone on Sunday. Did you read the rest of it though? Did you read the rest of it though?
No, I didn't.
And it is and also an unmarried woman cannot fish alone at all.
Sorry. Wow. Holy smokes. Oh, wow.
Yeah. I read that. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I got it on only your state.
Only your state. That's where I got mine from.
Yeah.
So I'm
guiding a sheep onto a railroad track with the intent to injure the train.
Really? Oh, that's even better.
Find a person 5 years in prison or 50,000. Now it could be worded wrong, but that's the way I took it. I should have had it on there because I would have put that I don't know many sheep that are big enough to hurt a train, but whatever.
To be honest, that should have been my number one if I'd have saw hurt the train.
Yeah. To injure the train. That's exactly what it says.
That's awesome. But
go ahead. You're number one because I already did
my
mine.
number one is, I believe, your number 4. About the illegal to pretend to abuse an animal in front of a mirror.
Yeah,
I saw that. It was your number 5?
My number 3.
Your number 3. I saw that and I'm going, really? Who's making that phone call? And I'll be honest. Now I'm going to tell you what if you ever seen like little 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds and they got a cat, and the fact is that they're running around with a cat and the head and the legs are sticking outside their little arm, and they're swinging it around like they're doing a sleeper hold on a wrestler. Yep. And he walks in front of, and that child walks in front of a mirror. It's basically at this point an arrestable offense. I think I put it number 1 just on the pure stupidity.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, since I believe it was Montana. Actually, no, I don't think it is. Now that I think about it, I'll have to say it for the end of the show. So I just sent you that so you can read it again. But yeah, we did 3. I think that was good. We kind of redeemed ourselves. So let's move on to Missouri. We'll let you kick it off. I think
that's the same site that I saw. That's the same site I saw it on. I missed it.
Yeah. So I can see 3, but I'll go with the safe number 2.
Missouri. Ooh. I can see 2, possibly 3. There's some strange. This one was strange too.
Yeah, exactly. All right, you go with your number 5.
My number 5. I'm thinking this city was actually the basis for a movie that made Kevin Bacon famous.
Okay.
We all know the movie that made Kevin Bacon famous, and we're not talking about Animal House. It just happened to be, the Animal House just happened to be his first movie. We're not talking about Friday the 13th Part 1.
Okay.
We're not there. 1 or 2. I know he was in one of those 2. But we're talking about a little movie called Footloose. And there's this little town in Missouri called. Hey, we're gonna loop back to a kind of a conversation we had on Morning Tailgate, where there's a quarterback that plays for the San Francisco 49ers by the name of Brock Purdy. So in Missouri, there's a little town. There's a little town called Purdy. I'm not mistaken that is Brock Purdy from Missouri?
I don't know of him.
I don't know quite either, but it made me think anyway. But the main reason, the main gist of Footloose is you couldn't dance in that town, the Footloose town. Well, in Purdy, Missouri, it is illegal to dance in Purdy, Missouri.
He's from Arizona, so.
Oh well, that's fine. We
all right.
City too.
It's illegal to dance in Purdy, Missouri.
Yep. That's terrible. You would have been out of a job.
Yeah.
We would have never met.
No DJ Banana. I mean.
Yeah, the no DJ Wa Banana.
All right. So in Missouri, Tim, I know we probably gone around. We see, especially on weekends, Fridays, Saturdays, people selling stuff in their yards and garages.
Sure.
We stopped. In Missouri, it is illegal that you cannot do your yard sale in your front yard.
Where the hell am I supposed to do it?
Well, backyard, side yard. I don't know. Just not your front yard.
But that's what it's called. Okay. Why does Missouri have to be so weird?
I don't know, because it's Missouri.
Because it's Missouri.
There's number 4.
I think Missouri's called the Show Me State, and then you can't you can't show your stuff on the front yard for a yard sale. Okay,
I guess. So you're number 4.
Okay. Here, and I'm gonna tell you a little backstory, and we're not doing little country music story about when I was growing up. When I grew up though, I used to get really bad earaches.
Yep.
And my mom used to use pipe smoke to melt the earwax and help alleviate the earaches, right?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, I understand the logistics of that, but the logistics of this law is just crazy. It is illegal to inhale a pipe through your ears. How?
I saw that too, and I
don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah.
Legitimately, you can't breathe through your ears. I'm like,
I don't know. And if somebody that's watching the show, please show us.
Please show us. Heck, if you can give it to us before our next show, before our next C2C Rankem, we will put you on. We will show the video on the show.
As long as you don't live in Missouri, we don't want you to get arrested.
Right. And I've got family in Missouri.
Yeah. My number 4, speaking of driving, and I don't think this would be safe at all, even with the permit. But you cannot shave while driving unless you have a permit.
Wow. Okay.
And where would you go get a permit for shaving while you're driving? DMV, or do you go to a barbershop?
No, that'd be a city hall thing.
Or a city hall, yeah.
That's a city hall thing.
I read that. I'm just like, well, that's kind of unsafe. I know business guys typically do that, but
yeah, but you see that stuff in like maybe Los Angeles on the 405. I think you see that in San Francisco, New York, the major cities. I know I've seen it in Chicago on 94. But yeah, it's weird. I would never. I have trouble trying to drive with 2 hands, let alone try to shave and drive.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, you're number 3.
My number 3. Well, since we've decided to go into the car, I'm a person who when I get angry likes to honk a horn. I get angry and I will just slam the horn like I'm getting ready to bomb London. It's crazy, but in Missouri, it is illegal to honk the horn. Why? Not because it'll scare the children or anything else. It will scare the horses. Well, I didn't realize horses that. What is this? The horses episode? It's just weird. It's just
I don't know.
Horses and camels and sheep. This is the animal episode.
Now, Tim, growing up, we had chores around the house. Typically,
yeah, we did.
It was to take out the garbage. One of them.
Now,
I don't know if your dad, mom drank a lot. My family, when we met, my aunts and uncles drank a lot.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're under 21, you cannot do that. In Missouri, you cannot take out the garbage with an open container of alcohol in there if you're under the age of 21.
That sucked. That would suck. That would absolutely suck.
Could you see your kid be like, your dad yells at you, hey, take out the garbage. You go in there and go, I can't do it. Why not? Because you got open beer bottles in there. I can't take it out.
Can't do it. I saw that. And this is how great it is when I can say I saw that. It wouldn't be C2C if we didn't snipe one another. Your number 2 is my number 2. I saw it and I went, oh, this kid is. My parents weren't drinkers. I think you're number 3. Well, my number. No, your number. That's your number 2.
No, you started.
I started. Okay, so my number 2 is your number 3.
Yep.
But yeah, my parents weren't much of drinkers. I think the most you would have saw in our garbage was like wine coolers. But now, if I had to take out my grandparents' garbage, my grandpa had a beer or 2 once a night. I'd have been in trouble. My grandparents on the other side, I'd have had problems with. I wouldn't have had problems with because they weren't drinkers.
Yep.
Oh God, yeah. I had neighbors that were drinkers, and I'm like, oh, I'd be in so much trouble.
All right. So we're gonna jump back in the vehicle. And one, I don't know why in Missouri people would do this. And again, it would be common sense to me not to get into a vehicle if this
Period.
was sitting there. But is it illegal to drive with an uncaged bear in your car?
I saw that. I saw that. I saw that so much. I'm like,
I mean, the first thing that popped in my head was the movie Talladega Nights, where he gets in the lines there and he's trying to drive.
yeah,
So,
that was exact. That was that one. That one. When I saw it, it reminded me of Talladega Nights, but it also reminded me of Tommy Boy, where there was a Black Sheep, where the deer was in the back seat.
Yep. No, it was Tommy Boy. Yeah,
it was Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, you're number one.
Which is so funny. I like it so much. If it's not C2C, we're not sniping. Your number two is my number one. I saw that. I'm going, not only is that stupid, but that's dangerous. At this point, if you got an uncaged bear, forget it. Here, the key word here is uncaged, right? Yeah. That's the key word. I'm sorry, but if I'm driving with a bear, caged or uncaged, I'm not driving. I'm not in that car.
And the thing is we know bears aren't tiny. I mean, what kind of car are you driving?
Right. And then you see a guy my size or your size in the car with a bear. We better hope that's not a Ford Escort.
Yeah. or what was that car your brother drove?
Geostorm.
Yeah, the little one. Yeah. Yeah. All right. My number one, again, C2C wouldn't be C2C if we did snipe. You sniped it at number 3, and honking. No honking because it was startle the horses. I
saw that.
I don't know why. I mean, granted, overly honking will startle anybody to piss them off, but yeah. and who turns that in? I mean, again, we're talking about turning it in. Does a horse like go up to its owner and be like nudge him and be like,
it's like he's annoying me with his horn.
Yeah, I don't know. So hey, 3 out of 5 are. We're way better than we did last week. All right, so the last state we have is the state of Louisiana, and I will start.
I love Louisiana. Louisiana
was good.
I chose Louisiana hoping that it wouldn't disappoint. Holy!
Probably another one we could break down. Probably quite a few.
This could have been an hour long.
I say 2. Two for sure with a possible third.
I'm looking at 3. I'm looking at there's a possible third because I know of at least one because you kind of brought it up earlier.
Yeah, I have a feeling. There's gonna be a couple in here. So, all right, number 5 for me. I know I'm a snorer. No, my wife's a snorer. Tim,
I'm a snorer. The wife's a snorer.
Yep.
My cat's a snorer. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. But you better make sure your windows are locked because snoring is prohibited unless your windows are locked and closed.
Why does that matter?
I don't know.
Are there perverts around that love the snore? I don't get that. I don't
know.
One of these days we're gonna. I'm starting to think one of these days we got to do a 4 Bros C2C, do a Rankem because this could be terrible.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, you're number 5.
My number 5. I didn't realize this was a necessity. I didn't realize. Again, they made these laws because somebody has done it.
Well, exactly. That's the whole thing. You're right.
that somebody has done this and there was a need for it. But you've got fire hydrants, right?
Oh yeah.
Around you got a fire. Probably got a fire hydrant not too far from your house right now. Mine's about 25 yards maybe. But I don't have an alligator, so I'm good. I'm not going to break this law. It is illegal in Louisiana to tie your alligator to a fire hydrant. I didn't realize that was a thing. I know there are a lot of alligators in Louisiana, but yet here's the funny thing is this is not a law in Florida.
But yet, yeah, I mean, why would, I mean, to me, alligator is the last thing I would even think about, even like having as a pet.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, all right. So number 4 for me, Tim. We grew up. We met at a nightclub, possibly around one of your favorite games, as playing as partners, and that's foosball, right? I mean, you played a lot. I played a lot. Good thing we're not in Missouri.
I played more than a lot.
Yeah. Good thing we're not in Louisiana, because in Jefferson Parish, Louisiana, minors are not allowed to go into a business with a coin-operated foosball table unless they are accompanied by an adult.
Do you know where Jefferson Parish is?
In Louisiana.
New Orleans. That's the whole. And the thing is, and I understand the reasoning for that. I get it, because I think there was another law that was talking about pool tables have to be visible from the street.
Yeah, I saw that. That was in Montana or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but because the reason why is because you can gamble on foosball.
Okay,
and we were safe.
You could actually gamble on anything, really, but yeah.
Well, truthfully, you could gamble on anything. You could gamble on cockroach racing. But we would have been fine because that wasn't coin operated. Remember, we always opened it up.
That is true. That was not coin operated. That is right. It wasn't, but yeah. All right, you're number 4.
All right, there's a little town called Sulphur. Sulphur, Louisiana. You probably looking right at the name I'm thinking right now. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And this is the one we were talking about, alluding to before. It is illegal to swear or use indecent language on a phone call. I'm sorry, but that's a normal conversation for me. I swear.
Lately's been for me too.
I swear in text messages. I swear on phone calls. I swear. I think I swear less on Facebook than I do on everything else. And it's
wow.
No, I'm
it depends on what topic comes up for me on Facebook, but
and it's awesome because I sit there and go, my brother would be constantly
in jail if most of these he lived in most of these states.
Holy smokes.
Yeah. All right, so Louisiana. I don't know again who's going to enforce this law, why this law is in place, and who would ticket this certain thing. But snakes are not allowed within 200 yards of the Mardi Gras parade route.
Yeah, who's ticketing that? No. This is New Orleans. They're mentally challenged there.
Unless you bring a snake, but if a snake's there, how can you
if it kind of just wanders in on its own, you can't really. Yeah. Who's ticketing that?
I don't know. You're number 3.
My number 3. Since you brought in snakes, I'll bring in something else. And I kind of brought. This is another one. Who's ticketing this, and we go back to who's keeping alligator as a pet. Yep. I don't get this. You don't. Florida, they have it, but they don't really. I don't know. But if you steal someone's alligator. You deserve, at this point, if you steal somebody's alligator, you deserve it. You can spend up to 10 years in prison for stealing somebody's alligator. Go ahead. I'm like, finally, we have a penalty that fits the crime.
I don't know.
Crazy.
All right. So number 2, I don't know. I mean, enforcing it's not the bad issue here, but to me, I'm an eater. I don't know if I would do this. Tim, I know if somebody did this to you, you might pay for it and take the pizza. But
wait, what?
You cannot order a pizza to be delivered to your friend's house without them knowing.
I think I may have done that before.
I honestly, I don't know if it's like we're sitting at a party, you order pizza, the friend's like, what the heck is this? I don't know, or if it's like a prank phone call and you're sending it just to be a douche, but I don't know.
I've done that, but I don't think I've done it in that reason.
I don't know. You're number 2.
My number two, I saw this and I thought it was hilarious. I honestly thought it was hilarious, and I can't remember the movie the line comes from where they made the comment everything just everybody deserves a hot meal because they set it on fire or something. But in Louisiana, it's illegal to feed your hogs uncooked garbage.
Everybody deserves a hot meal. Oh yeah, I know.
I can't remember what movie it's from, but I know it's from a movie, but I can never remember it.
No.
It's like everybody deserves a hot meal. Okay.
All right, Tim. I mean, looking at you, you're growing it back a little bit. I have one. In Louisiana, especially in Bayou State, we would need to have a permit to have our goatees.
Mine's a beard. I'm safe.
Well, yeah, you got the beard. I can't do the facial hair, but yeah, goatee, yeah, I would need a permit.
Yeah, I can understand that. That's weird though. What? Because are they afraid that they're going to confuse you for a woman?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know.
I've been to Louisiana. The funny thing is, I've been to Louisiana. I think this is the first time I picked 2 states I've been to.
All right, you're number one.
My number one, I think this should be a law everywhere. I honestly think this is. I think this is $1 million law. I think I want to know how politicians work in Louisiana at this point. My number one should be common sense, and I didn't understand why somebody had to make it a law, and they made it a law. It is illegal to lie in the state of Louisiana. I thought
politicians for sure. I actually missed that one, I think. So, Tim, we went 0 for 5 in that one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, which was I thought for sure you'd have the goatee one. The other ones I was kind of humming and hawing about, but anyways, that's our states. We're about what, halfway through them? I mean,
we've got to be pretty close. I think this is what our fourth or fifth show, which would put us at 30 states. We've only got 20 to go.
Yep. Yep. But any final thoughts while we wrap it up here?
It never ceases to amaze me how states think that we're stupid, or that states are stupid and they have to make laws for pretty much common sense things. I love doing this list, and we've got another couple lists that we like doing, but this always ranks up there with the number up there in the top 2-3 lists that we do, and I'm happy to do this every time we do it.
Yeah, no, I definitely like doing them. It's like you said, it's fun to see what states have the weird laws and just to kind of think on how you would go about calling 911 and get it enforced. I don't know. But with that being said, keep checking us out. Tuesdays will be Tuesdays Between the Ropes. Wednesday, Sports Minute. Thursdays, Queeping It Real's been popping up again, so that should be there. Friday night and Saturday mornings is the beloved Four Bros radio show, which anything happens because it's at night, after midnight, just typically like TV. Anything can happen. On deck on Saturdays, and then if you watched yesterday, you saw the return of Morning Tailgate for our 2023 show. Just keep checking us out all week long. So with that being said, Tim and I will see you guys all next week, Monday, for another episode of C2C Rankem. Have a good one.